I've had a crush on Luke for 8 years. And the whole world knows how I feel about him. In a game of truth or dare. His friends dared me to kiss any guy from the table across the way. I glanced at Luke, who looked completely indifferent, and laughed. All right. I'll do it. I walked over to the best-looking man at that table, grabbed his collar, and kissed him later. That man held me in his arms, his eyes slightly red, his voice rough and husky. You have to take responsibility for this. After work, Lily came over to my desk, asking, Anna, aren't you heading out? If you don't go soon, you'll be late. Where to? I asked, confused. Lily pretended to be surprised. You didn't know. Luke was promoted to operations director a couple of days ago and is treating us all to dinner. He didn't tell you. That promotion was already decided internally, and I even pulled strings through my uncle to secure the spot for him. Luke had always been outstanding in school top grades. Handsome. Great at basketball with flocks of girls chasing after him, even after starting work. He still got special attention from female colleagues. Like me. He really didn't tell me, I said with a bitter smile. My heart feeling heavy, Lily teased. You two are close. He probably just forgot and didn't think it was worth mentioning. Our relationship was indeed good. After all, our parents were friends. We'd been classmates in middle and high school, and we even graduated from the same university. Back in freshman year of high school, I wrote him a love letter confessing my feelings, but he responded coldly. Anna, don't be unreasonable. Focus on studying and don't even think about teenage romance. I took his advice seriously. I worked hard and got into the same university as he did. I thought that if we went to the same school, he'd finally accept my confession. But just like in high school, he was surrounded by beautiful, adorable girls. He never actively pursued them. But whenever someone confessed to him, he'd reject them. The girls around him came and went one after another. Only when it was me confessing, he'd say, stop messing around. You're still young. And let me stay by his side. Because of that, I thought I was special, naively believing that my efforts would eventually move him. Slowly, I realized that I was just a temporary haven in his boring life, that I should have known that a relationship built on trying to win someone over through effort isn't real love. Even a stone would have warmed up after 8 years, seeing my silence. Lily grinned triumphantly. Anna, come with us. I've known both of you since college, and we all work at the same company now. His promotion reflects well on us too, and we'll be colleagues for a long time. I couldn't bring myself to say no and let Lily drag me along, because Luke was going to be there. I couldn't resist the urge to see him. When we reached the quiet bar for the party, it was clear they'd spared no expense. It was the fanciest spot in town. Hey Luke, your little follower is still hanging around, said John, without turning his head. Luke snapped. Anna, why are you everywhere? Are you planning to tattle to my mom again? My heart sank, but I kept my expression calm. I haven't. And I wouldn't bother her over something trivial. If I'd known I wasn't welcome, I wouldn't have come. Lily stepped forward with a sweet, coquettish tone. Luke, I brought Anna along. You only invited me as the only girl, and I thought it might be awkward. So I asked her to join. You don't mind, do you? Anyone could see the special bond between them. She'd been invited by Luke, while I was just dragged in by Lily to play the fool. We settled into a booth at the back, while Luke and Lily sat in the center with the crowd cheering around them. Lily leaned in close to Luke's shoulder, her face flushed with shyness, her eyes gazing at him affectionately. Luke gave her a few ambiguous looks but didn't push her away later, using the bathroom as an excuse. Lily pulled me into the restroom to touch up her makeup. She patted her foundation on excitedly. Anna, do you think someone as amazing as Luke could ever like me? I rolled my eyes. If Luke were blind enough to fall for someone who wears makeup 247, it'd be like kissing a cloud of powder. Anna, you don't mind, do you? Lily asked, feigning concern. I forced a smile. Should I start minding to help move your relationship along? Lily lowered her head and said sadly, Anna, I know you're resentful, but we've been friends since college. And I don't want to ruin things between us. That was some high-class manipulation right there. You said it yourself that we've known each other for so long. God. I must have been blind not to see your true colors sooner. When rumors about those two first circulated at the company. I didn't believe it. Lily had always supported me since university, constantly encouraging me not to give up on Luke. Always standing by my side, that is. Until I saw those photos of them kissing and embracing in the parking lot. Then I realized all the signs had been there all along. Every time I met with Luke, Lily was always nearby, their lingering eye contact, casual touches, hand-holding, only for them to turn around and say, It's nothing. Don't overthink it. We're just good friends. I sincerely support you and Luke. Turns out I was the fool. The complete and utter fool. That moment, I finally decided to let go. Screw it. I'm done crushing on Luke. The group grew restless just drinking. So we started playing Truth or Dare. Whoever the bottle pointed to had to choose. Luke got lucky first victim. He picked Dare, John announced. Share a chocolate bar with someone of the opposite sex here. The entire group immediately started chanting Luke and Lily's names. Lily blushed. Feigning embarrassment. Stop teasing us about Luke and me. Without hesitation, Luke grabbed a chocolate bar, placing one end between his lips, the other toward Lily's. Yet his eyes drifted toward me. I watched their painfully intimate, drawn-out near-kiss. Fine, perfect. Nothing kills a crush faster. When the bottle spun to me, I chose Dare, someone shouted. Kiss that guy at the opposite table. Come on, Anna, you dare. Someone smacked the suggester. Are you dumb? Everyone knows Anna likes Luke. Don't make her kiss someone else. So what? Maybe she'll find a rebound tonight. Then she won't have the energy chasing after our Luke anymore. Haha. They laughed crudely at my expense, cracking lewd jokes freely. Luke stayed silent, not one word in my defense, just like before. And now, Lily clung to Luke's arm, simpering. Luke, isn't this too mean? Especially since your mother adores Anna. The mention of his mother instantly hardened Luke's expression. He shrugged dismissively. It's just a game. Anna can handle it. Hearing that, my last shred of hope dissolved. I stood up, smiling brightly. All right. I'm going. That guy looks pretty hot anyway. The moment I indicated the target, Luke's face darkened. John gasped. Isn't that Frank Ford? The heir to Ford Group. Anna's in for it now. Lily whispered. Why? Is he important? John's eyes sparkled with reverence. Youngest son of the Ford patriarch. CEO of Pellegio Luxury Group before 30. Controls their new energy division. Semiconductor RD. And Lemon Pictures. Yeah. He's kind of a big deal. Someone snorted. And famously avoids women. She's getting rejected for sure. Another added. Serves her right. Frank Ford isn't some random hookup. Wine glass in hand. I walked toward the back booth. Frank leaned casually against the couch, swirling his drink while listening to companions talk. As I reached the table, he looked up. My breath caught. Damn. The man got even hotter. Money really does elevate everything. Those intense dark eyes. The slight arch of his brows. The sharp line of his collarbones. Those broad shoulders tapering to a lean waist, all radiating a dangerous, untamed edge. Intoxicating. Others noticed me. One bodyguard moved. Boss. Another one approaching. Ill handle. I cut in, locking eyes with Frank. Mr. Ford. Are you single? Frank paused, then answered simply. Yes. I lowered my head and clinked glasses before draining mine. Mind if I give you a kiss? Cough. Cough, cough. The guy beside me choked mid-sip. People nearby laughed, mocking me for overestimating myself. Frank leaned back against his chair, a faint smirk touching his thin lips as he chuckled softly. So, Anna is interested in me. Seeing he didn't seem bothered, I boldly grabbed his collar and kissed him full on the mouth. It was a kiss heavy with the scent of alcohol. Dead silence fell around us, Frank's eyes darkened. His Adam's apple bobbing, feeling suddenly guilty. I started to pull back. But he gently clasped my neck, his gaze locked onto mine. Inscrutable. Anna no longer likes Luke. Over it. No regrets. Wouldn't look back even if I died. All right, if I was going to get over him. It had to be completely. I'd spent my whole life chasing after Luke without ever tasting another man. Might as well pick someone handsome and rich. The next second, Frank's arm circled my waist, pulling me flush against him. His other hand cradled the back of my head as he deepened the kiss fiercely. The friend beside us politely offered me his seat and greeted me warmly. Oh, so it's the missus. Im Wong Quan, bro. You kept this too quiet. Having a girlfriend, and didn't even tell your brother. Hey there, Mrs. Im Chun Yang, since it's our boss' first time dating. He must be careful. Right, boss. First time. Didn't expect such a catch like Frank to be so pure. Suddenly I felt a pang of guilt, and were they misunderstanding something? I wasn't his MRS.at all. I'd just kissed him. And he probably felt taken advantage of. So he was taking it back. I rubbed my nose awkwardly, actually. Frank and I have only met twice. The first time was months ago at an auction. Frank had told me to stay away from Luke. I thought he was strange back then. So I stared a bit longer. Wong Quan and Chun Yang's eyes widened as they looked at Frank, bro. It was love at first sight. So how did you meet? Where? How did you two get together? Questions poured out, leaving me speechless. I was just playing a ruse. Frank pressed a hand on my shoulder. Enough, stop bullying her. Wong Quan immediately looked crestfallen, bro. I was just curious. Didn't mean to bully Anna. Not at all. Frank didn't even glance at Wong Quan, turning to me instead. Want me to take you home? I glanced toward Luke's table. My coat, bag, and car are over there. I'll just call a driver. Problem. Frank's lazy voice brushed my ear as he watched me. Anna kissed me and doesn't want to take responsibility. Not interested. Luke stood nearby, his gaze fixed on me, his face darkening. Anna, what are you still doing there? Get over here. Seriously. Cracking already. It was always like this, whenever I got remotely close to another guy. He'd suddenly act possessive. Didn't want me but insisted on stringing me along. Taking me for granted. I'd been stupid before. But I wasn't going to stay stupid forever. I toyed with Frank's fingers. Ignoring Luke, Frank glanced at me, patted the back of my hand, and said calmly, Go on back. All right, I'll listen to you. Before leaving, I kissed Frank's cheek right in front of Luke. Anna, don't you dare pull this stunt. Luke snapped. I pretended not to hear and went back to my seat. Anna, why didn't you tell me you knew Frank before? Lily eagerly pressed me. Her smile was forced. Probably knowing that Luke couldn't compare to Frank. How could Luke compare to Frank? I met him once before. You're amazing. Daring to kiss someone after just a few meetings. You've always been popular with guys at school. Unlike me. I can't even dress up. Lily said it deliberately. This fake drama was really too much. I said in a high-pitched voice. Yeah, I'm naturally beautiful. Better looking than you. So of course I'm popular. Even if you put on makeup. You can't compare. So you might as well save money and not wear any. Lily's face turned all colors under the disco lights. Luke frowned. Anna, that's enough. Lily has been your friend since college. You should cherish this friendship. I smiled coldly. I don't need you to tell me what to do. Luke comforted the upset Lily, hugging her, giving her a comforting head pat, and making her laugh. Then he suggested going for a late-night snack. I said I wanted to go home. But Luke stopped me. Come with us. I booked that steakhouse you've always wanted to try. I firmly refused. No need. I've been there with friends. It's nothing special. Luke acted like he didn't understand. Didn't you say before that you wanted to go with me? Let's go again together. That steakhouse had a great atmosphere, before. I kept asking him when he had time to go together. But he was always busy or unavailable. with a bunch of excuses, but I didn't necessarily have to go with him. Luke looked displeased. Anna, I'm giving you a way out. You should take it and not be unreasonable. I took a deep breath and stated calmly, Luke, I don't like you anymore. After saying that, my weary heart felt instantly relieved. After returning, I took a shower and went straight to bed. The next day, I was woken up by messages on my social media feed. A bunch of people were asking if I knew that Luke had officially announced his girlfriend, saying they thought Luke and I would be together. But it turned out to be Lily. I clicked on the screenshot a friend sent. The photo was of the rooftop steakhouse balcony, showing the two of them gazing at each other and holding hands. The night was dim, giving everything a mysterious filter. I replied to my friend, this photo is nice. Before, whenever I saw a girl around Luke, I'd be afraid he'd be taken away. The thought of him being with another girl would make me sad. Now, seeing him with a girlfriend, I don't care anymore. I just think Luke's eyes are truly blind. Or he's into that kind of thing. We've been friends for over 10 years, since he chose Lily. Even though I hate her now, I still wish them well. Around 2 or 3 in the afternoon, Lily brought a bunch of coffee to the office. Everyone, have some coffee. There's enough for everyone. A group happily gathered around. Lily, did you get a bonus? So generous. You're clueless. It must be your boyfriend treating. I saw on social media that you and Luke, the operations director, officially announced it.is the wedding coming soon. Lily beamed. Oh, stop teasing me. We just started dating. Take it slow. Director Luke is handsome, excellent, and hardworking. Lily, you're so lucky. Lily saw I wasn't moving and came to me with a coffee. Anna, this is yours. Thanks. But I'm on a diet. I don't drink coffee. Lily leaned in. I ordered this specially for you. Luke and I both hope our friendship with you lasts forever. Don't let any rift come between us because of Luke and me. I casually asked her. What? A 3-person love triangle. Lily stared at me silently, her expression terrifying. She suddenly threw the coffee on the floor, spilling it everywhere. My skirt wasn't spared. Anna, I know you like Luke and are resentful. And no matter how much you hate me, you shouldn't ruin Luke and my heartfelt gesture. What a move to strike first and frame me. A few colleagues stood up for Lily, while others stood by watching the drama. I wiped my cabinet while watching her quietly act and complained to others. I crumpled the papers and tossed them in the trash. Grabbing my mug as I stood up. I pouted. How could you even think that? You know perfectly well how obnoxious you are. Lily looked up, disbelief etched on her face, her voice trembling. Anna, you were never like this before. True. I used to be so easygoing. Lily came from a poor family with parents who favored sons over daughters. She worked her way through college. Yet, she always faced us with openness, tackling hardships with a positive attitude and a constant smile. I'd buy her good skincare products, take her out for nice meals, buy her clothes, go on trips together. I was always patient and kind to her. I truly thought I treated her well. My old roommate once warned me it was all an act, telling me to be careful not to be fooled by her facade. Anyone seeing her eyes welling up with tears now would surely think she was pitiful. So wronged. Even I almost felt sorry for her. But since she grew closer to Luke, she became a stranger. Maybe over time, she stopped pretending in front of me. This was the real her. I patted Lily on the shoulder, my voice loud. Clean up my desk and the floor. Please, the cameras caught everything. Don't be ridiculous. Yeah. Ridiculous. The most ridiculous one was definitely me, helping count the money after being sold out. Time taught me to filter out the wrong people. They weren't worthy of my kindness, instead of focusing my energy on others. It's better to improve myself and move forward. After work, I was the only one left in the office, working overtime. Luke walked up to me. His face was dark as he demanded, Anna, why did you bully Lily? I told her to give you the milk tea. Great, here to confront me seriously. Too much time on his hands. I ignored him, gathering my files, Luke suddenly laughed. Anna, don't play hard to get with me. Even if you try every trick to get my attention. I won't like you. I glared right at him. Luke, did your English teacher teach you Chinese? Can't you understand? I told you before I don't like you anymore. Are you deaf or just stupid? Luke retorted. Stop pretending. Anna. If you didn't like me, why bully Lily? Prove I bullied her. Where's your evidence? Just her word. Even a judge needs both witnesses and evidence to convict someone. I took a step closer. Luke, since I said I don't like you, stopped being nice to you, stopped orbiting you, are you starting to panic? I moved closer still. Luke, what makes you think I'll just be waiting whenever you look back? The world doesn't revolve around you, and neither do I. The me who would brave storms to buy Luke's favorite breakfast and wait for him downstairs is gone. The me who rushed to the basketball court after class to cheer for Luke and bring him water is gone. The me who queued up at dawn for concert tickets of Luke's favorite singer is gone. The me whose happiness and sadness were tied to Luke's gone. The depth of my past feelings for Luke is matched only by my current indifference that he didn't like me. He was just used to having me around. That ambiguous attitude trapped me for so long. Now, I'm wide awake, finished talking. Frank leaned casually against the doorframe, dressed in a black shirt and brown suit. Looking distinguished and elegant that I had no idea how much he'd heard that I asked him. How did you get in? I was waiting downstairs, when you didn't come down. I called your boss. He let me in. Frank moved closer, cupping my face, his thumb stroking my chin with tenderness. The ready-to-wear piece you liked yesterday is here. Since the dress is dirty, just toss it. Perfect timing for something new. I was surprised. Their clothes usually require a month's advance custom order. It was amazing how fast he got it. A capable man really is different. Taking the garment bag. I smiled faintly. Wait for me then, I'll go change. Okay. Luke's eyes held shock and disbelief that he grabbed my arm. His words deliberate and sharp. Anna, what are you doing? Frank pulled his hand away, shielding me in his arms, his tone leaving no room for argument. Anna is my girlfriend now, keep your distance. Luke instantly flushed red, veins bulging on his neck. Anna, I order you to break up with him. Don't degrade yourself just to spite me. Degrade myself. Finding someone better than him is degrading. What nonsense. His words made my whole body tremble with anger. I just wanted to slap him. Frank stepped in before I could, punching Luke and knocking him to the ground. He shook his hand. His voice low and nonchalant. Luke, people have mouths not for barking like dogs. Who Anna is with is her freedom. None of your business. Frank is a wealthy and affluent CEO who has never experienced physical pain. When he struck, he must have scraped something. His knuckles were red, and there was a cut on the back of his hand. Thank you, Frank, for helping out just now. I looked at his hand, worried. Wait for me. There's a pharmacy nearby. I'll be right back. I rushed to buy alcohol swabs, Band-Aids, and gauze. When I returned, Frank was leaning against the car, quietly waiting. From the moment I appeared in his sight, his gaze never left me. I felt uneasy while walking. What? Is there something on my face? Frank shook his head, brushing it off lightly. Haven't looked at you like this in a long time. I asked. Did we know each other before? Frank's gaze was profound. Perhaps, in a passing-by kind of way. I nodded in agreement, holding his hand to apply alcohol. The city isn't big, nor small. Passing by is fate. Meeting is 1 in 10,000 luck. Frank leaned in, his voice hoarse. Gently. I'm afraid of pain. I looked up, directly meeting his pupils, which reflected my image. My heart skipped a beat, followed by a burning heat that I snapped back, licking my dry lips, my movements gentler. Afraid of pain. Yet you hit him. Did it scare you? No, I said firmly. Even if you didn't hit him, I would have slapped him. My affection can be humble, but I am not now. I won't let others bully me. I never imagined that in Luke's eyes. I was so lowly. After so many years as friends, he would think of me like this. Frank reached out, paused in midair, then tucked the hair from my forehead behind my ear. Anna, your affection has always been brave. It's just that someone doesn't appreciate you. Don't take it to heart. You deserve better. This restrained yet intimate gesture. Frank wasn't as unapproachable to women as rumored. At first. He cooperated with good temper, gave me clothes, and stood up for me. How could I, Anna, be worthy of Frank providing me emotional comfort? With that time, wouldn't multi-million-dollar deals be better? I cut off my wild thoughts. Probing. Frank, you know, I kissed you because of the game Truth or Dare. Frank nodded. I have to thank whoever suggested that punishment. I asked. Why? Frank replied. Otherwise, how could I have a reason to get close to you? I pondered his words, feeling like he was hinting at something. I asked. Frank, do you like me? Frank raised an eyebrow, a smile curling on his thin lips. Looking pleased, after kissing me. Shouldn't you take responsibility? From the start, I said. Frank leaned closer, pinning me against the car door, leaving me no retreat. I asked blankly. What? Frank looked straight at me, speaking word by word seriously. Girlfriend. That night, Frank took me to dinner and drove me home. The next day, when he appeared early at my doorstep, I realized it wasn't a dream. My boyfriend is Frank. Frank is my boyfriend. As the year-end approached, every department in the company was working overtime. Frank, afraid I wouldn't have time for lunch, always had meals delivered punctually. In the afternoon, I also ordered coffee, fruit platters, desserts, and other afternoon treats for our department colleagues under my name. I snapped a picture and sent it to Frank. Thanks, babe. You're so thoughtful. I added. Everyone raved about how gorgeous and delicious the mini cakes were. Frank replied quickly. Glad you liked them. I asked. Does this shop have an online link? Frank responded. A pastry chef friend of mine owns it. It'll take you to meet him next time. Order whatever you want, just put it on my tab. I teased. So generous. How should I thank you? Frank suggested. The winter solstice is coming up. Want to come over and make dumplings together? I happily agreed. After chatting a bit more, I focused on sketching my jewelry design. This project was a collaboration with Precious Style, and our boss emphasized its importance. We had to create a New Year's limited edition collection blending intangible cultural heritage elements with jade and diamonds. The winner would receive a $100,000 bonus and a promotion to Associate Design Director. Lily emerged from the director's office with a dejected expression on, clutching her design draft, probably noticing everyone enjoying Frank's desserts while she had none, and overhearing colleagues whispering. She soon marched over, without warning. She snatched the stylus from my hand. What do you want? I asked coldly. Anna, step outside with me. Curious about her antics. I followed her to the stairwell. Anna, is this really necessary? She demanded. What necessary? Since when do you have a boyfriend? Why wasn't I told? Her tone made me laugh. I don't report my relationships to you. Why would you know? You're lying. You're just jealous Luke and I are together. So you're ordering all this food to annoy me. Pathetic. I feigned surprise. Oh. Didn't Luke tell you the cut on his lip came from my boyfriend? I paused deliberately. Then again. He'd be embarrassed to admit it after all. He got punched because of me. Had actually insulted me. But I didn't mind letting her misunderstand. Watching her tremble with rage, utterly powerless, was deeply satisfying, unbelievable. Anna, I considered you my closest friend, and this is how you repay me. Lily took a sharp breath, pulling out her phone to open a photo album. But does your boyfriend know how you flirt with strangers in bars? How you kiss other men? If this photo spread around the office, your reputation would be ruined. I studied the image coldly. Lily, I never realized how valuable you truly are. You destroyed our friendship first. This is just payback. She declared self-righteously. Wow, delusional to the core. Those two truly deserved each other. Go ahead and spread it. I said evenly. But I warn you, you won't survive the consequences. We'd been friends for 5 years. I thought she was just a bit fake. Playing petty games. I never imagined she harbored such malice. Resenting my happiness. Enough said. Someone this rotten wouldn't recognize themselves even in a mirror. On winter solstice. John messaged me. Come for hot pot. Luke invited you. Luke loved spicy hot pot. Especially fiery broths. But my stomach couldn't handle spice. In the past. I'd endure it for him. Landing in the hospital multiple times. Once. When I begged him to take me to the ER. He called me dramatic and dumped me roadside mid-drive after taking Lily's call. I declined John's invite and stated I wouldn't attend any future gatherings with them. Then I blocked Luke's contact and purged every connection tied to him. Clean breaks are best, keeping toxic people around only poisons. Your peace, after work. John ambushed me outside the company. I never noticed how clingy they were, like human lint rollers. Anna. Enough drama. Luke's been drowning his sorrows at bars because of you. He's lost weight. I ignored him. Glancing at the light snowfall before turning toward the curb, John continued speaking. Luke has always had you in his heart. He still cares about you deeply. He just doesn't realize it himself. Anne, add me back on Messenger. He and Lily are just fooling around. No need to take it so seriously. Once he's had his fun, he'll come back to you, not far away. The rear door of a luxurious and ostentatious Rolls-Royce swung open. Frank stood dressed all in black, with a white turtleneck sweater under his coat. His towering 6'3" frame was exceptionally striking. In the wind and snow. He walked toward me holding a black umbrella. It's snowing. Didn't I tell you to wait for me at the office? Frank's tone was cool, but the hand cupping my cheek was warm. John froze beside us, like a statue, eyes wide as he stared at Frank. I smiled and hugged Frank. Ducking into his coat. I wanted to see you sooner. Isn't it said that lovers who watch the first snow together will stay happy forever? Frank wrapped me in his arms and kissed my forehead. It was icy cold. But I loved it. The only thing was that someone tactless was standing nearby. Ruining the moment. I raised an eyebrow and said matter-of-factly, What? John, do you have a thing for watching others show affection? He walked away looking puzzled. Glancing back occasionally to check, probably couldn't believe that the famously aloof and intimidating Frank was so clingy in private. The villa was bustling by the time we entered. Frank's friends were already in the kitchen, chopping meat and kneading dough, inside. It was warm and cozy. Frank helped me take off my coat, then interlaced his fingers with mine as he led me into the crowd. Frank's friends noticed us and leaned in to greet us. Hey, boss. Finally decided to introduce us to your girlfriend. Wang Quan waved his flour-covered hand as he approached. Grinning, sister-in-law. We met last time. I am Wang Quan. Frank shot him a look, tightened his grip around my waist, and warned, Wash your hands, don't get any on Anna. For a moment, everyone seemed dazed, turning to stare at Frank as if they'd seen a ghost. Am I going deaf or hallucinating? I actually heard the boss using a diminutive. Having a girlfriend really changes a guise like a peacock strutting around with its feathers out. Yeah. Sister-in-law. You have no idea. Whenever the guys try to set up a hangout these days, Big Brother always says he's busy and needs to find his girlfriend. Today, we had to pester him, saying we should celebrate the winter solstice with dumplings to make it lively. Otherwise, he wouldn't have let us come. This is our boss' first relationship. If he messes up in any way, just tell us, guys, and we'll give him hell for you. I smiled graciously. He is pretty clingy, but I like it. The group huddled happily in the kitchen, asking me what filling I preferred and if I had any dietary restrictions. Then started mixing the fillings. I asked, Do you need any help? I can wrap dumplings too, sister-in-law. Just focus on eating. We can't have you wrapping them. The boss would tear us apart. I looked over at Frank. Head somehow appeared holding a large bowl of cherries. I asked. Are you usually this strict with everyone? Frank chuckled. Yeah. Scared? No. You wouldn't be with me. I tilted my head up and opened my mouth. Signaling for him to feed me. He lowered his eyes. Picked out a cherry. And held it to my lips. I took a bite from his hand. Frank asked. Sweet. I replied. Sweet. He ate the rest and nodded. Definitely. As I chatted. Frank kept feeding me. I tried to find a trash can to spit out the pit. But he naturally held out his hand. Il toss it. My face flushed instantly. It made me seem so spoiled. Honestly. Frank. Way too indulgent. At home. Frank had also prepared hot pot, seafood, and champagne, knowing I don't eat spicy food. Had specifically asked the housekeeper to make a matsutake mushroom chicken soup base. It was delicious and could be sipped straight. We all sat around a big round table. Eating, drinking, laughing, and chatting. Outside the mountain villa's floor to ceiling windows. Under the lights. Goose feather snowflakes drifted down a scene of ultimate romance and reunion. After the last person left. It was already past 10 at night. Frank wrapped his arms around me from behind. Holding me close, his warm, wine-scented breath tickled my ear. Frank's voice was low. Finally. We can be alone for a while. Did those people bother you? I shook my head. They were all very enthusiastic. With good personalities. Quite fun, I said sincerely. Then I took out the photo frame on his study desk, which had a picture of me running at a high school sports meet. Frank. Care to explain? Did you like me back in high school? Frank paused, his dark eyes deep and fixed on me. Not high school. I was puzzled. Then you, Frank. Elementary school. You might not remember. But in first grade during a spring outing. I got lost in the forest park. I said. Then you kept crying. And I coaxed you with a lollipop and led you out. Frank cleared his throat lightly. Silent. Which was tacit agreement. I found it amazing. Never imagining that the little crybaby from childhood was now a tall and composed CEO. Frank continued. The next day. I transferred schools because my parents thought the school was irresponsible. Back then. I knew your name was Anna. When I saw you again. It was at a freshman basketball game. You were the cheerleader captain for class 3. I wanted to find you. But your gaze was always following Luke. So even when our class beat yours. You comforted Luke. Even though I was top of the grade. Spoke under the national flag. Handed you water at the sports meet. And we passed by each other daily. Your eyes were always on Luke. I thought I'd keep this feeling buried in my heart forever. And you'd never know. Until a few months ago. When I went to your company to see your boss. I met you again, that day. I saw Luke kissing a woman in the parking lot. And you were completely unaware. Still devoted to him. I couldn't hold back. So I told you, maybe I'm selfish. And I thought you might be hurt. But I wanted you to see the truth. Luke doesn't deserve you. I knew you were going to the bar. So I followed. Afraid you'd get hurt. I also knew you kissed me because of a dare. But I was happy it was me you kissed. Giving me a reason to get close to you. I looked at him seriously. Blinking. A CEO who actually speaks his mind is rare. When I'm with you. I'm just Frank. Frank leaned in. Pinning me on the sofa. Parting my lips for a long kiss. I was dizzy from his kiss. His nose touched mine. Eyes deep. Stay with me tonight. My hand climbed his chest. Down slowly. Feeling his abs. I raised an eyebrow. Frank's figure is great. I'm sure he'll satisfy me. Luke was in a bad mood and had been drinking heavily. Lily's body was soft and delicate. Clinging to him. Her eyes seductive. What are you thinking? Luke. She cooed. Leaning on his shoulder like a little bird. His pent-up frustration found an outlet. Luke pushed her down directly. His smile was arrogant. Thinking about how to mess with you. Little minx. After the heat faded, endless loneliness followed. He had checked his phone countless times before. Whenever he opened it, that profile picture would be first. Now, that picture hadn't sent a single message. And as time passed, It sank lower. He clicked into the profile. Checked the Momensa group photo. He felt a pang. Unable to describe it. With a grim face. He glanced at the sleeping Lily. Went out. And made a call. Hello. The other end answered quickly. But it was a man's impatient. Low voice. Luke's heart clenched hard. 1 a.m. on his phone was answered by it was Frank. Luke clenched his fists. Voice trembling with anger as he squeezed out the words. Is that Frank? Why do you have Anna's phone? What did you do to her? There was a slight pause on the other end. Not angry. Tone calm and gentle. What could happen late at night? We're sleeping. Of course, Luke sighed heavily, suppressing his rage. Put Anna on the phone. Frank Ford lowered his head, gently soothing the woman who seemed about to wake up. She's asleep. Whatever it is can wait until tomorrow. He then hung up the phone and pressed the power button to turn it off. The next morning, Anna woke up feeling frustrated. Frank's bed was incredibly comfortable. And she fell asleep quickly in his arms. He had said he wanted her company that night. And it really was just about sleeping together. He was a man full of vigor. How could he hold back all night without doing anything? Frank was still in his pajamas, kneeling on the bed as he bent over. Gave her a kiss and coaxed her to get up for breakfast. Luke called last night. You were asleep. So I answered for you. Anna glanced at her phone and saw over a dozen missed calls and the glaring red 99 on the messaging appall from Luke. She was completely stunned. She immediately set his messages to mute and put down her phone. In the past, she would have been thrilled and rushed to call back. But not now. She didn't even want him disturbing her. Frank watched her reaction. Raising an eyebrow slightly. He called so many times. Aren't you going to return one? Maybe it's urgent. Anna shook her head. No. It's fine, ignore him. Frank walked over, hugged her, gently stroked her hair, and kissed her forehead affectionately. She wrapped her arms around his waist. I'll find time to make things clear with him, Frank murmured. Don't bother. I already told him last time. He'll calm down once he's done making a fuss. He's just asking for it. Anna. Okay. After a weekend of cuddling with Frank for 2 days, Anna went back to work, but her colleagues' gazes were strange. After asking around, she saw photos on the company intranet of her kissing Frank at a hotel. Only her face was visible. The man's was pixelated. It didn't take a genius to figure out Lily was behind it. Sure enough. She stormed over with red, swollen eyes. Anna. You clearly have a boyfriend, but you kissed another man. And now you're interfering with me and Luke. Have you no shame? Her shrill screams filled the entire office. Anna forced a smile. What low-class behavior. Just an unruly fool, Lily. You need proof when you make accusations. Your boyfriend called me late at night. My boyfriend hung up on him. And then he kept messaging me. Besides, I've been with my boyfriend these past 2 days. How am I interfering with you? Lily refused to believe it. If it wasn't you, why did he break up with me after just a few days? It's clearly your pettiness. I only got together with you as a bet with friends. Not because I truly cared. Luke walked out, his tone icy cold. A crowd gathered to laugh at Lily. It turned out it wasn't real. Yet she had bragged everywhere. And now she was the hypocrite crying thief. Lily lashed out wildly, slapping Luke repeatedly until colleagues restrained her. Anna stood over her, looking down, for maliciously taking photos, exposing them, and twisting the truth. I'll pursue criminal charges against you. If your boyfriend knew you kissed someone else, how well would you fare? Lily kept struggling, determined to take things to the extreme even if she suffered. She wanted to drag Anna down with her. The person I kissed happened to be my boyfriend. Frank. Anna beamed, showing her a photo of them together. Lily's face instantly turned pale, and she collapsed to the ground, muttering, How is that possible? How could your boyfriend be Frank? That's Frank's so outstanding. How could he ever be interested in you? What's so great about you? Anna's heart went completely cold. This was the so-called fake friend, all praise on the surface, but secretly wishing you nothing but misery. Lily was fired by the company. and Anna sued her, with a strong lawyer. She got Lily sentenced to 2 years. Luke resigned from the company partly because he couldn't face staying, and partly because Anna hugged, kissed, and flaunted her affection with Frank right in front of him. He couldn't beat Frank. Nor could he compete with Frank. My heart wasn't with him. So he went back to his hometown for a blind date. I have a new circle of friends. A group of true friends who appreciate each other, are sincere, and share common interests. And there's also that man who treasures me like a precious gem. Time has taught us many things. The one who is truly right for us will eventually meet again, heading toward a better future.